Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Juice is the New Tea. I am your host, Eleni Simos, also known as the Clean Eating Chick, and I'm super excited for today's episode. I have three stunning goddesses with me, and we're going to talk about a topic that I've been wanting to talk about since I first started the show, and that is not just dating, but it's dating in 2025. So I figured what better way than to grab three beautiful, sexy, successful, driven women to have this conversation with. So we're going to get right into it. But first, I want my guests to introduce themselves. I have some prompts for you guys, okay? All right. Actually, before we get into that, let's cheers.
Yes,
with a little cleansed cocktail. Yeah, before we get into it, let's drink, right?
Cheers.
En los ojos. Okay. All
Please,
right, here, this is the unofficial official launch of a cleansed cocktail. We have a nice little tequila gifted to us by Brendina.
Cheers.
Give it a little stir.
That is really good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's dangerously good because I don't know how much you put in here.
Ooh. It's a little surprise
Oh
for
my
later.
God.
It's a little surprise for later. It's cucumber, pineapple, jalapeno, and a little tequila.
Love
And it's
it.
called Lit.
Lit.
I love that.
All right, now do we feel liquored up a little bit? Are you guys going to be ready to share and rock?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. So I want each of you guys to go around and introduce yourselves and tell me your astrological sign.
Oh.
You weren't expecting that, huh?
Yeah.
Your astrological sign, your occupation, and your relationship status, and whether or not you're currently on dating apps. So you can go first.
Oh, I'm starting. My name is Stephanie. I am a Leo, and I work for a real estate developer. And I am currently in a relationship. 5 years now. Well, we'll make 5 years in October.
Mazel.
So no, I am not on any dating app.
So okay, go ahead. All right, love this. Great. Next up.
My name is Claudia. I am in residential sales. I'm in real estate.
Sister.
Astronomical sign, right?
Yeah.
I am a Libra.
Ooh.
And yeah, I am on dating apps.
Okay.
Just recently deleted one. So
Relationship status?
single.
Okay. Ready to mingle?
We're mingling.
Okay. Okay. All right. Next,
You
last
ready?
but certainly not least, honey, give it to me.
My name is Brenda.
Ooh.
I'm a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bank manager.
Mm-hmm.
I'm single, and I paused the dating app. I'll tell you why. It's
Okay.
paused. It's
Yes.
paused. It's paused.
Okay.
Because it will deep dive because it's a little crazy.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're definitely going to get into why you pause the dating apps. So a good combination of ladies here. The reason why I got all of us together, actually, let me do me. Eleni. The Clean Eating Chick. I'm a Libra, a Cancer moon and a Cancer rising. And I am single, but in a very serious and committed relationship with myself and my business. And I am not on date. I have a profile, but I don't give a shit about dating apps.
It happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to get all of us together. I thought we were like a really solid depiction of successful, driven, career, oriented women, single, relationship, dating apps, like we all really have a purpose here. So I wanted to get a wide variety, like a diverse approach and perspective on dating in 2025. So I thought like what better, group to get together. We have our relationship, we have our hottie like real estate goddess, and then we have our 9-to-5 corporate chick that like you're a relationship girl like me. So I feel like this is, I'm ready to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So first and foremost, why do we think that we are single? Not for you. You're in a happy, healthy relationship, which I can't wait to get into because, like, what is dating for 5 years like now? But for Claudia and Brenda, why do we think that we are single?
Claudia, take the lead.
Yeah. All right. I mean, honestly, I've been single for what, like 2.5 years now?
Okay.
But I just recently put myself out there maybe a year ago. So that's pretty recent. I just haven't found what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Or I just haven't, I don't know. I haven't come across exactly what it is that I want.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I mean, I feel like the first time I met you, which was maybe 2 years ago, a little bit, what like magnetized you so much to me was like you were so active on the dating apps and you were like hopeful and you were always ready and down to meet.
Hopeful is a strong word.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Yeah, because the dating apps to me is just kind of another source. It's just another way of like lead generating. Let's call it that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
See?
Like it's there, but it's not something I rely on, but it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Brenda, why do we
Why am I
think?
single?
Yeah. Why are you single?
Okay, so if I'm being honest, I don't make time and space just because, as you mentioned in the beginning, is just I am a corporate, right? You think 9 to 5, but my reality is it's not 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But also, I do have this protective energy about myself, and it stems from past relationships, right? Where I don't give anyone the opportunity unless I feel safe. So
Brenda's going right into
Yeah.
it off the
Yeah.
bat,
Yes.
sister.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That shot of tequila before really opened her up. I knew what I was doing.
I think it's just very, I think for me it's very intentional. Like I'm a relationship girly, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I've had 2 serious relationships in my life. So for me, it's like if I'm gonna date someone, it's just very purposeful and intentional.
Yeah.
Which is why the dating app is paused because it's very overwhelming for me. To be honest, yeah.
So I feel like similar to you, why I feel like I'm single is a combination I think we all can relate is like we haven't found what it is that we're looking for. And I also feel very dedicated to what it is that I'm building right now, especially being an entrepreneur, especially being my own boss, which comes with freedom. It also in a lot of ways comes with attachments because I constantly am putting my business first.
Right.
And it's hard for me, like after I have like a 17-hour day, I might feel like lit and like energized from a great productive day. But then I don't always want to like go and try to explain that to someone new, or like after I have a busy day, then it's like I have to go out and like try to talk to someone new. Like it's just like to explain like my day. Like I don't even know.
Go on my couch and be with my dog.
Not even that. It's just like I'd rather be with people that like I know. It's like sometimes
it's effortless.
Like I feel like where there's like a solid comfortability, not like a comfortability of like I don't want to put myself out there because I meet new people every single day. But it's like, how do we find the balance of being dedicated to our career and like in a relationship with what it is that we're doing? Right. While also like putting ourselves out there, So I'm curious because I know that you're in a relationship. You guys also just like had a beautiful little vacay. Yes. I actually don't know how you and your boyfriend met.
This is the best part about it. Yeah, this is just kind of full circle to be quite honest. Yeah.
So
should we take a sip?
Should we take a sip?
A little. Okay. Let's take a sip.
En los ojos,
please. En los ojos. Thank you.
Okay, tell us.
Just thank you.
So
good.
To backtrack a little bit, I was in a very long relationship many years ago, and I finally got out of that unhealthy relationship. And I told myself that I was going to give myself time to love myself, to learn myself, to just figure life out. Like I was very young at that time. I was 23 years old. And I did that, right? So I was single for 4 years. And of course, in that time, I did meet people.
Yeah.
I dated. I was in situationships, like all the fun things, and I did try dating apps, but they were like we said, some people are unintentional. Like it was just like the spur of the moment, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not connecting with people. I'm not wasting my time. Like, no. Yeah. So fast forward, one day, one of my friends was like, why don't you just go on a dating app? And I'm like, no, but I've tried them all. Like I've tried, no, go on. Give it a week. If you connect with someone, go on a date, because I never like connected with anyone and went on a first date through a dating app. So I did. So I downloaded. Can I say the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sponsor us.
Bumble.
Yes, sponsor your wedding.
I hope they sponsor my wedding.
There you go. Wait, so I hear out of all of the dating apps that's the one that like leads the most successful relationships.
So I have to say I loved it the most.
Okay.
Because you know how it works. Huh? What was the app? Bumble. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Where the woman basically has the power,
Mhm.
right? Like, many men could connect or swipe right on her, but the woman has to initiate the conversation. So
Okay.
you're not bombarded with all of these people that you don't care to have a connection with, or
Mhm.
you're not interested in having a connection
Mhm.
with. So I downloaded the app, and I have to say, in a week.
Like what?
Like, in
I
a
am
week.
single for
Like,
6 years.
In a week.
Like, no.
In a week?
Some of us are really that lucky, you know?
I went on, I was at work, and I see this guy,
Mhm.
and I have to say, I was like, this is fake.
You thought you were being
like,
catfished?
yeah, no, because I'm like, he sounds so, like, too good to be true.
Oh.
So,
That's a big thing for me, though. I will say, like, prompts matter.
Yeah.
Like, what you have to say
Exactly.
on your page matters. I
So much
do
pressure.
look at that. You know what I mean? Because that lets me know, are you creative? Is there depth to you? You know what I
Yes.
mean? When I see one-word answers, goodbye.
no.
Well, yeah, there's no creativity behind that. But then it's like, I have so much to say about the dating apps, but go ahead.
Yeah,
So it's like
so-
too good to be true.
Too good to be true. And I'm like, oh, let me swipe right. That's, I guess, the toxic part of me.
At least you're self-aware. Okay.
I was like, wow, he's hot. Like, let me swipe right. Because on there, like, everything, it was, like, well written. You know, he was born in Germany. It was like, what are the things that matter? Communication. He had some other things on there. And then one thing that really, like, connected me was he has a background in martial arts.
Oh,
Which my family does as
Cool.
well. So I was like, what? Like, all right, whatever, let me swipe right. So we connected, and I think I wrote like, hey, like, how are you?
Mhm.
Right? And he responded and was like, there she is. And he
Oh.
put like the Will Smith gif, like, fainting, and I'm like,
See? Oh, so he was smooth. Yeah, but like, where is that? That's not common.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a typical, like,
So
hey.
that's confident, very confident, and also to be like, there she is. I personally love when guys say that. If I
Yes,
message
I
somebody
was
like,
like-
there she is,
When they know,
I
they know.
love that. Like,
Yeah.
He
yes,
has a little
here
humor
I am.
to him that's super
Yeah.
important, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Humor with confidence, though, like not self-deprecating humor. Like that's not attractive. But like
No.
a there she is with like a
Yes.
Will Smith like
Yes.
gif. Like,
I'm like, he
all
got
right.
me.
What
So,
sign is he?
He's an Aquarius.
Okay, yeah.
He's an Aquarius.
Oh yeah, Aquarius man.
Yeah. So
They're just like fun because they're like emotionally detached and so aloof and like quick.
They're an air sign.
Yeah.
I just found this out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. With a side of astrology tonight, guys. Okay. All right. So the stars can align on a dating app is basically what you're telling us.
yes.
Okay.
And I believe everything is timing.
Okay.
I
So do you feel like because you gave yourself those 4 years of solely focusing on yourself and you kept things light and you were dating and you were talking to people, then you felt like you were ready? Did you like call him in? Did you download the app like being like, okay, I'm going to find my person, or you're just like, all right, fine, fuck it?
yes,
Okay.
it was
So
like
surrendered. Like you had
Yes.
no attachment to any
Yeah.
outcome.
Surrender.
But I did like I
Yes. She surrendered to the outcome, Claudia.
But I love
And
that
that's what
word.
happened.
I also feel like I kind of like manifested it. Like
Okay.
I've always been like a relationship girl. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like I love love.
Mhm,
Okay. I just needed the right person
Okay.
or wanted the right person, right?
Okay.
And
This
he
is
just-
beautiful.
yeah,
Right,
he
it
just- he
is.
just-
I love
There's
this.
hope.
Okay,
There's
so there
hope.
is hope on a dating app.
Yeah.
I thought that you guys met in the old-fashioned way. So I
No.
kind of like, okay, cool. All right. So that's a success story that I'm here for.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like a little bit stunned by that. Beautiful. And you guys are going on 5 years.
Yes.
Okay.
So once we connected,
Mm-hmm.
he asked me for my number, and I was like, no, you give me your number. Because I was still protective of myself, right?
Yeah.
And my energy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do I have to lose?
Mm,
And I texted him, and ever since.
that's it.
That's it.
The rest is
5 years
history.
later.
But I do have to mention that I do think it's timing and in, like just the way the world is supposed to work.
Yeah.
We only connected because he was at work and I was at work.
Mhm.
You know, I think Bumble has like a radius of like the people or how
Really?
far they have to be. Yeah.
Oh, like the
That-
distance? Yeah, 'cause
the
it's like, do you want to
distance.
travel 50 miles to go find the love
Exactly.
of your
The
life?
love of your
Who
life.
wants to do that?
Or
I
would
don't
you?
want to. No, I don't want to go
yes.
50 miles. Maybe
Yeah,
get on.
yeah, yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
Because from my house to his house, it was 94 miles.
Oh.
Yes. But from my job to his job, I think it was like 60 or 70.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So maybe we should download Bumble. I mean,
That's
I don't know.
the app that I actually just deleted.
Oh, okay. No success for you.
No, so I obviously don't pay for it.
Oh, you have to pay?
Yeah,
For, like,
so
a
you can get like
premium.
you can get the basics
So I
to
have to,
it, but then you have to pay
for love.
a premium.
So it's just
Yeah.
glorified.
Love is never free, okay?
Prostitution.
Love don't cost a thing.
Right? So I
Yeah.
had all these like likes just like just going up, right? It
Yeah.
had like 300 likes, 400 likes, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to know who these people are.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not paying $30 a month.
Is
It's
it
like a
30?
month-
Is it $30 a
or
month?
something
That
like
is
that, right?
disgusting.
Inflation.
And
Bumble.
We're adding tariffs. We're adding tariffs to our.
until I got the
I'm here
one
for
little
it.
notification that's like for 24 hours for $2.99. I'm like, ooh. Let me get that. Let me
That's a
get that.
sale.
Who are all these people? So it was honestly what made me delete it because I'm like, out of 400
That is
people,
crazy.
Oh my God.
maybe like one or
Okay.
two that I was giving like, I was making a reason for it to even match. But like, yeah, no.
Okay. So no Hinge.
I paused Hinge.
I can't stand
I did Hinge once.
I can't stand Hinge.
I don't pay for any of that. I
Yeah.
refuse to.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was an
You
option.
know, you know what the thing is? It's like
Yeah.
after my long day, I'm so overstimulated that I feel like I'm the catfish when I'm talking to them. No, seriously. No, I'm so serious. Because I'll respond at 10
And you're
10
like a
p.m.
robot.
Right. And I'm like, it's like a corporate email. And they're probably thinking I'm insane. And they see all these beautiful pictures and they're like, is she real? I really believe that. And I'm so sorry to you guys. But it's just like, for me, it's like I'm so overstimulated. The last thing I want someone to ask me is, what is your favorite color?
Oh my God, I know.
Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's. I'm more of like in person. I'm like, let's go
You're
for a
off of energy
cafecito,
and vibe.
energy. Let me see.
And
like,
I think that
what's
that's
your vibe?
part of the problem is I think that too many people, not just men in dating, but I think too many people rely on texting and like, I can't do that. The amount of respect I have for people that pick up the phone and call me, because I'm just not like, I'm always doing something with my hands. I'm juicing, I'm driving, whatever it is. I just am not a texter. You and I have spoken a lot about that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just like pick up the phone and call me. But I feel like that's a dead art of communication. There are a handful of people in my life, men too, that will call. Is that something that you guys like did? How long were you texting on Bumble? What do you guys think about texting versus calling? Because I feel like that's a thing. Everyone texts. I will get nowhere if I'm just texting with someone.
I don't text unless I really like you.
Okay, so then
That's the only time I'll text you. Other than that, I
You
don't
heard it here,
text like
everyone.
Yeah, you heard it here. If I'm texting you back and forth, like if we're going back and forth, it's because I'm enjoying our conversation and I like you. Other than that, I don't do it. Voice notes is quick and easy for me, right? Like that's one way to do it. Phone calls, I respect when a guy does that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming too, especially when they want to hold you up for like 30 minutes or an hour, and it's just like, oh my God, we were on the phone for an hour. When's the last time you did that? Never. I don't do that. Don't do that to me.
you don't like a long phone call. I live
I do,
for
but
a
not
long
in the
phone
middle
call.
of the day.
Yeah.
Or
okay, well,
like
yeah, there
I
needs
had,
to be like
I had
respect.
somebody like we just finished hanging out for 3 hours and he calls me on my ride home. And
No,
that's my
that's too
30 minutes to like now decompress
Process.
from those 3 hours, and has me on the phone and I'm like, we can't do this, is ridiculous.
Was that like a buzzkill for you? Were you like,
It was.
He was just not the one.
Yeah, I need you
He
to
was
miss
just
me
not the
a
one.
little bit.
So then wait.
Is that an ick?
So, is that an ick? And then a follow-up question. If you were into him, would you have appreciated, because she was saying like, he's not the one if you didn't, because I know that if I really enjoyed my time with somebody and they call me on my way home, like I would
You're
enjoy
like,
that.
oh my God, that's so
I
good.
think
I think it'd be a
I
cute
would
and
enjoy
sweet.
that phone call.
I think it'd be a cute and sweet, like we can hear each other cheesing on the other side, right? But
like a 5-minute,
not
like
a 40-minute
Well,
conversation home.
So Claudia really cares about your time and you want to be efficient with it. And yeah, like, so you prefer a quick kind of phone call or interaction or something along
Yeah,
those
I do,
lines.
because I did have this one guy that was texting me all the time, and then it was just a lot. And then if it wasn't through text, like he'll send me things like on Instagram too, and I'm just like, all right, I have you in 2 places. Like,
Yeah, I can't.
now
I
if I
know.
open up your
Easy.
Instagram, I have to text you. And it was just like, it was way too much. Like, and I already picked up that he was a very clingy guy. sure enough, he was. And yeah, no, that's like a red flag to me. And it's kind of like, what are you not doing throughout your day?
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you not working?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
I'm busy.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not answering, like good morning texts are very
I
nice.
think that's a cringe for
that's
you.
It. Yeah, like
have a good day.
I'm running a business. Like people don't understand also, like being a bank manager, you're running a business. Like I'm responsible for a lot of things, right? Operationally, the sales aspect, leading a team, motivating, coaching, right?
Yeah, you're a boss bitch.
Yes. So again, I don't want to text you in the middle of the day. Maybe when I'm running to get a cafecito and I have like 2 minutes to spare, yeah, let's chat. But other than that, like I'll speak to you when I'm done, right? Like the morning text, okay, cute, love it. You're thinking of me. You woke up and it's refreshing. But there's no like, so what did you eat for lunch? So what are you doing now?
Do people actually ask you that?
Yes. Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Text? Like a text? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So then my question is, so like if that's the case, right? Because I feel you. If you're responsible for a lot during your day, and I see it too. Like if I'll text you, you'll respond to me 6 hours later. I'm there's no like I respect that. So my question is then, because I'm the same way. It's like, how do we build connection then with someone new?
Someone has
Like,
to
straight up.
understand. Someone has to understand what you do for a living, and that's my biggest thing right now. That where I'm at in my career, I want to continue to grow in the corporate ladder, right? So for me, is that other party needs to understand where I'm going. And again, that starts from the initial conversation of what you do for a living, right? And some people don't get that. It's not a lack of interest. It's like, are you really understanding? Are you really actively listening to what I'm saying in those initial conversations when we're getting to know each other? And let me tell you, like, some people really miss the boat because they'll still call and they'll still text. And I'm like, I won't even respond.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll leave it to like the end of the day and be like, I'm so sorry. Because I think also common courtesy goes a long way. Like, still respond. But then if you continue to do it, it's just like, okay, now you're not listening. And
It depends
I
if you have interest, though, I will say. Because, like, I think there's a lot of ways to, like, get to know someone. I mean, I've done it. It could be as simple as an evening stroll. It just takes an hour of your day to just go and meet somebody, go at the park,
I love
and go
that you
for
just
a
said
walk.
an evening stroll.
Yeah, because it's like it's not that hard. Or if it's somebody that lives an active, like you need to pick up on the person's lifestyle. Like if they live an active lifestyle, they go to the gym. Why don't we do a gym class together?
Yeah.
It's really that easy, and that's like the in between during the week. Because when 7 days goes by, that's a long time. There's a lot that's happening, right?
Yeah.
You have to relearn somebody, so you can't really let that much time pass by. And then
I
you have
agree.
the weekend. What are you doing? It can be as simple as go grabbing a coffee. You know what I mean? But you have that hour of interaction to continue to like get to know somebody. You know?
I think that's a good idea because like we talk about habit stacking when it comes to like wanting to habit stack, like, oh, if you're gonna listen to a podcast, go on a run while you're listening to the podcast, like doing things like that to incorporate more like wellness practices. That's kind of cool. So it's like if you're like talking to somebody that also has fitness as a passion of theirs, it's like, hey, let's go work out together. Or like, but is that weird? Would you like go work out with somebody that you just started talking to? I don't know
Absolutely.
if I would.
I mean, when I was
Who you just started talking to?
I mean,
First
I'll
date,
wear
I
like
probably
waterproof.
First, I wouldn't.
Like,
not
I
a
did
first
it on my
date.
second date once. I'm a very unawkward person. I can make any situation very comfortable. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? No matter anything. Like
Yeah.
I will always have a good time also. Whether it leads to us just being friends or maybe something more, like I'm fine with that. My last relationship, our second date was going hiking, and I love that.
Yeah,
Our
that's
third date
cool.
was like, let's go.
Yeah.
It might be
Third
behind
date was
rocks.
like, all right, download the scooter app in the city. Let's go ride scooters. I'm like, I love that.
I love that.
You know what I mean? It's just like little activities like that that's fun and spontaneous. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be dinner all the time. Dinner to me is too long and strenuous, and it can be stressful, and you have to
Agreed.
wait for like apps and drinks and you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think
And
doing an activity, you really get to know the person if you're like walking and moving and talking,
That's
like the
important
energy
to
is
me.
flowing.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of like if you're doing something like fun and competitive, then you can see kind of their playfulness or they're not playful. Or I think it's important to incorporate like an activity because to me, like just going to dinner with somebody, like that gets old so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like be more creative.
Yeah.
that's key.
Speaking of creativity, what was the most creative date that you guys have been on? All right, let me make it easier. When was the last time?
Riding scooters was cool because it was
Okay.
like he just shot me the app and he's like, here, download this. Let's go ride scooters.
That's
I'm
a
like,
flex.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
This one guy, and this is ridiculous, but the idea, I give it to him for the idea. He's like, what do you want to do for, our first outing? I was like, I don't know, something. He's like, do you want something fun, something like calm? I'm like, I don't know. My fun could be different from your fun. He's like, I don't know. My fun would be like Six Flags. And I was like, ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, but it ended up him not having a car. So I'm like, wait, hold up.
How are we going to get there?
Yeah,
he was paying for the $150 Uber. Okay.
Expect to get there. So things like that happen. But like, that's cool to me.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
That's
fun.
fun.
If a guy hit me up and was like, let's go to Six Flags, I'd be like, oh my God, 1,000%. When are we getting married?
He says, I'm the passenger princess.
What? Oh, like if I'm driving it, I can't. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like driving my car with a man in my passenger seat.
So that's happened a couple times too.
I cannot. No, unless it's Stevan. Because I will passenger princess his ass anywhere.
Yeah.
But no, I literally can't stand that. I would rather a man drive my car than me drive. I just don't like. It's not
a city boy driving your car. When's the last time you drove? Do you have a license? You know what
me?
I mean? No, like the guy.
You're asking these questions? Yeah. Are these questions that we have to ask? That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's happened to me when I like dated like guys from the city, and they don't have a car.
Yeah.
And I've dropped them off, and it's like, here's a kiss on the cheek, goodbye.
Kiss on the cheek. I'm gonna suck your butt when you get out of my car too.
Next one.
Thank you. When was so I guess I have like a general question and then I have some sub questions. How do we feel about the phrase chivalry being dead? Do we feel like chivalry is dead?
No.
Oh, yay, good.
No.
Yay. Okay, good. I'm
That
happy.
to me is like the most basic thing.
No, but like, do we think that men are still chivalrous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Not
think
all
so.
men,
Okay.
some men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all men.
Some men just also don't know.
So what is like let's speak on that a little bit. Like, how can men be more chivalrous, or like, because I feel like there's a little bit of a dynamic that's happening where I think men, and correct me if I'm wrong and chime in, tell me that you've experienced the same thing or totally opposite, but I feel like some men are lacking initiative. I feel like they're not wanting to pursue as strongly as they would. I don't know if this is my personal experience only, because the biggest feedback that I get from my friends is that I'm intimidating. And I can't stand that. I can't stand that. It's like if I'm intimidating, then you're not the one. Then you're not like then like if my drive and my vision doesn't turn you on or inspire you to like turn yours all the way up too, so we can like build together and feed off of the energy, like I don't know what to tell you, you know? But I feel like generally, I don't know. I think there's like a little bit of a culture too of like everyone is so self-involved that people don't really think too much about others or how they can like be considerate. And I feel like I experienced that a little bit in like dating. Like I just feel like men are not the most thoughtful.
I think it has a lot to do with just society in today's generation.
Yeah.
Hustle culture has a lot to do with it. People being overstimulated has a lot to do with it. Nobody wants to be bothered, and everybody has gotten to a point where they created their own life and they have gained their own peace, that anybody that comes into it, it's either you have to add something or they just don't even want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the things when we were younger and we were dating, we were getting to know people, there were more things that we were much more lenient on. We were open to a lot more. Now it's kind of like, you did one thing, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah, then I'm writing
Nobody
you
has
off.
like patience for anything.
I agree.
I don't know that I love that.
No,
because,
me neither.
Like everybody has flaws and they come with something and they have baggage, right? But like, when do you allow yourself to actually like let someone in then?
But I also think that stems from like communication, right? So if you don't feel safe enough to communicate, you know, your past relationships and your triggers, like how can you move forward into really deep diving and getting to know me, right? So again, it's like layers. It's like peeling an onion.
Right.
Peel me, okay?
Right.
Understand.
Okay. But so that was going to be another question of mine. Like, do we attract what we are, what we want, or what we need to heal? Like, do you approach relationships as mirrors, right? As an opportunity to learn about yourself more, to heal parts of yourself more? Or like, did you have that approach at all in your relationship? I know you're 5 years in. Maybe when you first started dating, that wasn't a thought.
It wasn't.
But now do you see that being?
But when I first went into this relationship, like when Brian and I were first dating, I knew who I was and I loved myself and I knew what I wanted in the person that I was going to be with. And in our conversations, that's one thing I have to say. our communication is great. Like, he's a great communicator. Sometimes the Leo in me, the stubbornness, I shut down because I just need time to digest and have my moment. But then we reconnect and just talk it out. But back to my main point was that when him and I were talking, I told him, I said, look, these are my flaws. These are the things, my trauma, my things from my past relationship that I'm working on. I'm not perfect. This is what it is. And he was like, I'm willing to write it out with you.
Wow.
You know?
Beautiful.
So I think, like you said, communication is key.
I think, but also self-awareness, because you came into that relationship saying everything that I think most people would be like horrified to bring light to their like shadow that way, you know, and be like, hey, this is my shit. I'm going to point it out to you, and I might get stubborn. I might shut down. I might need a moment. What do you think about that? And he was like, okay, I'm down.
Yeah. And I think that's what he respected the most.
Yeah.
Because he didn't go in blind. He would have been like, what the hell?
Yeah, you just like, you know,
because I'm a very fiery person. But I did warn him. I did warn him. But I think, you know, that's obviously important. And speaking about your love language, right? Like, what is your love language? Everybody is stimulated by
What's your
different
love
things.
language?
Mine is affection,
Okay.
acts of service, and physical touch.
Do you know your love languages?
Quality time and acts of service.
Okay. What are your love languages?
Words of affirmation and quality time.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Time.
Yeah. Words of affirmation and quality time.
I need to know how you feel about me.
Yeah,
Tell
I need to
me.
hear it.
I need to hear it.
I need to know.
Show me when we're spending time, but I want to hear it.
Yes.
Tell me how you feel about me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same.
for sure.
I love this. This is great. All right. So I kind of want to backtrack a little bit. If we have any other thoughts about dating apps, how do we feel? So you're paused. Did we get into why you've paused your dating apps?
I just feel like it's not intentional for me. Like, I am responding with no intention of meeting someone. I think for me is, like you said, like what you're working on, my craft. And I think for me, it's like meeting someone in person. Like, just talking and saying, hey, what's up? How are you? What's your name? What do you do for a living? It's just so, like, that's my everyday.
Yeah.
You know, I'm meeting everybody.
So you would prefer an old-fashioned in-person meet?
Yeah. Like, one of my first dates when I got out of a serious relationship, I met someone at a bar, right? And Stephanie and I were out, but it felt like a Hallmark movie. And I'm such a like lovey-dovey. Like, Friday, I'll sit home, guys. I'll sit home and I'll watch a love movie with my dog, and you know the girls will come over. And but it felt like a Hallmark movie because I met him and then I canceled on the date because of my work, and then I rescheduled. Then I'm going from Long Island to the city, and then here I am sitting with this fur coat and with my espresso martini, and then I see him walking. He's on his phone, and he's like the whole setup, and he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Turn around." I'm dead. And here I am, like sitting.
You're really painting a picture for us
And
here,
it's
Brenda.
so funny because at first, and I was like, so he sits and he gets his cocktail. And he sits, and I was like, so tell me about yourself. And he's like, am I in an interview? And I'm like, no, but what is your 5-year plan?
Brenda's question. So that was in my notes. That was in my notes.
I had a guy ask me that when we sat down, and he's like, tell me about yourself. And I was like, am I on an interview?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
I was just like, what?
But to be fair, I'm sorry. At 30s, I know that's so intense, but for me, it's like I just left a full day of work, right? I'm rushing. I'm making time for this. But
You have to know. You have to know what their 5-year plan is.
Yeah, I need
Brenda,
to know.
wait, I want to ask. Is that a question? I don't ask that. I don't ask what your 5-year plan is.
not in
I
the
feel like I
beginning.
can have a couple of interactions with someone, and I can tell like if they have vision for themselves or not. I feel like I can
But it's
tell.
a conversation, right? So, like, let's bring it back. So it started, like, very warm and funny. And he started asking me questions about my job and what I do. And then, you know, how long I've been in my career path. And right? So those are laddering questions, right? So now I'm hitting him back with the same questions, but I'm like, okay, so what is your plan? You know, what is your 5-year plan? So at this point, it doesn't have to be a 5-year. It can be a year. It can be 6 months.
I walked into the intervention, bro.
but it looks like he handled it well.
Right,
So
because he did. Because he, you know, and it made a meeting someone.
He didn't crumble under the pressure.
No, he did very well, and I got.
Brenda's a hard ass. That's a hard question to ask somebody. I feel like on a first date.
But he navigated through it so well, and it brought light into like fun and like, oh my God, like it was just one of those icebreaker moments because again, it just wasn't awkward. It was like, okay, like this is where the conversation is going. And it was a great actually first date and it led to other dates, but
Wonderful.
you know, yeah. So, but yeah.
How about dating apps that aren't really dating apps like Instagram? Have we ever had a relationship stem from someone sliding into our DMs? I have.
My last relationship.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. The fires just
I
don't
can't
do it
speak
for
on
me.
The fire emojis don't
I
do
feel
it
like
for
you need
you.
to say something.
Well, I'm not
Say
just. I mean,
something.
it didn't happen just from like a fire emoji. I mean, there was like a thoughtful exchange, and this was like years
like
ago
the
at this
little
point.
eyes.
My goodness. Well, I actually was thinking. I had this conversation the other day with a girlfriend of mine. I was thinking of hiring a TaskRabbit. Like,
is that?
like, do you know TaskRabbit? You know,
No.
it's an app where you can hire like someone to come and build shit for you.
Oh.
So I was thinking, so like I've never used the app before, so so I downloaded it, and it comes with photos of the people next to the TaskRabbit. So one of them like looked just like he had like a nice little selfie. So I'm just like, oh my God, imagine I hire a TaskRabbit and he comes and he builds my furniture,
And he's the love of your
and
life.
he's the love of my
Oh,
life.
I see where this is going. That's crazy.
Imagine.
It's like a Hallmark movie.
Listen, another source of generating leads.
Okay. All right.
Listen, it's possible.
Anything is possible. I
timing.
prefer an organic meet. I always say like, I am going to meet my man. I'm going to like accidentally spill a green juice on him or something.
Ooh.
And like, that's just, it's going to be.
That'd be a movie.
That's it. It's
Yeah,
a wrap.
that'd be a movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
You guys heard it first.
Yeah,
A
totally.
movie's
We'll
coming.
see.
Got it.
All right. So are we actively dating though right now? Like the dating apps are paused, or is anyone actively dating?
For me, no.
Okay.
I think
I
right
am.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm here very supportive.
But it takes a lot.
I
For me
lived
to go
through
on
her.
a date, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
For me to go on a
Not
date,
me.
it takes a lot. Like it takes a lot to get my attention.
Yeah.
If I'm going on a date with you, it's because there was something that like, ooh, okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
actively dating.
Yeah. Okay. And how long
Nothing
have
serious.
nothing serious?
No, nothing serious.
So do we date for fun, or do we date to be like, are we dating for marriage, or are we dating to have fun and keep it light?
I'm intentionally dating.
All right.
Like
so
I know there's a period where I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna go far, and I will let them know that like, listen, I really don't see there's anything here for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to continue this. We
Yeah.
time. I think you're cool. We can be friends or whatever.
Nothing
So
like
I-
a friend zone.
yeah.
No.
I just think it's interesting though, because I feel like this is a conversation that's up for debate a lot lately, where it's like people are too serious about, there's either like two extremes. I feel like I'm hearing people who are going into dating that like just want to date with zero intention, or they're just looking to hook up with people or whatever the case is. And then there's like people that are dating that like are seriously looking for their life partner. Is that anyone?
That's called a situationship.
What?
What?
You know, just dating just to date and have fun,
Yeah.
right?
No, well, that's not
really.
No,
That's
you
not
get
true.
into a situationship
No,
if
if
you
you
like
allow
don't
yourself-
put boundaries in place and
Yeah.
you just let somebody
Yeah,
take
yeah.
advantage of you.
No, you can
Yeah.
date to just have fun, go on cute
Are you
little
dating
dates
just to
and
have fun? Or
stuff.
are you dating? I know you said intentionally dating, but does that mean like you're dating for like you want to find a relationship?
Like I'm not wasting my time. I don't
Yeah.
just go on a date to hang out with someone to like just for the moment.
To fill your
no,
Thursday
I'm,
night
I'm
kind
like
of thing.
going to because there's something there that sparked my interest.
Yeah.
In whichever way, and then I'll go and I'll see. Maybe this can turn into something, or maybe this isn't going to turn into something. You know what I mean? I'm not serious. I'm not asking him his 5-year plan on the first
Yeah,
date.
no, I can't do
You know
that
what I
either.
mean? But
Yeah.
like to me, having
okay.
yeah, to me,
I like the little wink, babe.
Okay.
to me, having fun is like super important. So if we're able to like, if I felt like I had a really good time with someone, like let's go on a second date. Like maybe there's more to explore and get to know. So I'll do that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How do we balance? What's my question? How do we balance? How do we navigate the space between independence and partnership? this is a thing for me because I love my independence. I love being able to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. Sometimes I like look at my life and I look the way that I live and I'm like, where is the other person going to fit in? That's like my biggest struggle.
I literally just had this conversation on my last date that I was
Tell
on.
us.
Yeah, because when I was telling him about my life, I feel like it kind of seemed a little bizarre. But then I also looked at my life when I was like living with someone at one point in time, and I was like, listen, this is just my life, what it is now, because this is what it is for the moment. But I feel like when someone does come in, you do make room for that person. That's the building part with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think you'll navigate. And again, I think that when you pick the person that is going to be for you, they have to fit that picture. They have to understand what you're doing, and vice versa. So I think it'll end up working out.
I think she said that perfectly.
I was going to say, do you have anything to add to that? Because you downloaded Bumble on a whim. You didn't care. You were single and solo, like rocking.
And now we're living together.
And now 5 years later, you're living together.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think it's when you meet the right person, it just naturally meshes. And you want to do things for your partner, right? Like it's organic.
Yeah, you want to make space for them.
Yeah, of course, it's an adjustment, right? You're by yourself, you have your routine and all of that, and now you have to, like you said, you mesh into one. So
yeah,
okay.
and that was another conversation too. It's just like independence is super important. What's your work life like? What's your personal life like? Do you have friends? Like, do you hang out? Do you have the guys? Like, is that a thing that you do? Because I have my girls and we hang out and we have moments, and I like to go out. You know what I mean? So I think you even have to be on the same page as far as that, because there's some people that don't want your girlfriend going.
Exactly.
Their girlfriend going out.
I agree. Like, I think it's so important that people maintain their individuality. Like, that's I think that also helps to keep it interesting. Like, you still get to know your partner. Even if you're in a relationship with them for 5 years, if you don't have your own life and if you don't have your own interests outside of the relationship, like, how are you going to keep it fun and exciting?
And that's how you can easily become dependent on the other person.
Which also leads me to like another thought of mine where I feel like, how has social media impacted relationships? Because I feel like if you're constantly like, I know for me, for my business, part of my business is being active on social media, sharing things, creating content, whatever it is. Like, and then sometimes I think that eliminates the mystery, or there's like too much access or something. Do we have any thoughts on that? Like, how social media has impacted dating? There has to be like, I have 1,000.
I think it's just like with dating, I think people think it's just there's so many people to date, but in reality, people are not being intentional. So again, it's not like that. Everyone's thinking that there's like a huge pool of people, but it's not. So I think it just stems from like it's just very unintentional.
But it kind of is though, because like if I have a fight with my man and I open up Instagram and there's 30 men in my DMs sending flame, like I'm not saying that I'm attracted or like that I necessarily care, but if I'm in like a heat of the moment and I'm getting attention from other people, I'm just saying also this is, I feel like from a male's perspective mainly, like there's always a kind of wandering eye kind of situation where like the grass is greener, or you know what I mean? Like there's always like a multiple.
I'm very much a person where it's like we all make decisions and we're all adults, and you should know the what's the word that I'm looking for? Like the consequences to your actions.
Right from wrong.
You know, if you entertain
this
and someone entertains that, this is what's going to happen. Exactly. And if this person finds out this, then you know what's going to happen from that. And it's kind of like, do you want to put yourself in that position? Do you want to set yourself up? This is where I feel like maturity comes into play, because people do things out of spite, pettiness, because they're feeling vulnerable in the moment. But it's like, really look at the bigger picture, especially if you're really looking for a deeper future with somebody. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Ignore all of those people.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
agree.
I mean? Like, it's not worth losing a 5-year relationship, you know, for
sure.
For a flame.
It depends where you're at, I guess,
in
your relationship.
dating in this landscape in 2025, do we feel that there's emotional maturity from both men and women? Like, do we feel like when you have conversations with your other girlfriends that are single and are dating, or other guy friends of yours, or the men that you're going on dates with in your relationship, like I'm sure when you first met him, like the emotional maturity maybe wasn't there, that grew over time. Like, do we feel like there's emotional maturity in the dating world right now?
It just depends. I think it's
On the
case
person,
it's
right?
on the person, right? Their fundamentals, their core values,
Yeah.
right? If I was to date someone now, I'm really digging in deep until your fundamentals, like trust, honesty, loyalty. Let's have this uncomfortable conversation. What are your triggers? Let's peel that onion, right? So I can get a better understanding. And no, it's seriously
Peel
because
that
I think
onion.
because it's again, it's these uncomfortable conversations. You have to be uncomfortable and speak about certain
one
things.
of my favorite quotes in this kind of, I feel like you'll like this for business, but your level of success is determined by the amount of uncomfortable conversations you're willing to have.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like professional and personal. Like it might have been uncomfortable for you to be like, hey, this is all my shit. Are you willing to stay? Like, I feel like that's how I would show up in a relationship in this day and age. Like, I'm so grateful for the time that I've had single because I feel like the next relationship that I have that I get into, there's going to be such a stronger sense of self and respect and consciousness that I bring into it of like, even a willingness to just communicate, a willingness to make space.
Yeah.
But I just find that like similar to your point before, like I'm not making space for the dating right now. Like it's just not, as much as it's something that I do want to have a partner and like I would love to share the epic things that I'm doing with someone, it's not like, it just, I don't know, to find that balance for me is hard.
So like for me, like as you're saying that, it's like what I think about it, it's like right now, right? Like we're in the same page as far as like building. It would be amazing, right? To do it with someone, but we have so much love in other avenues that we're not lacking that. But again, 100%. It's so beautiful to have that partnership, right? Going home, speaking about your day, but also for me, looking at like what I'm healing from a previous, encounter. It's like, if it's not love, it's a lesson. I'm going to continue to walk with grace, but I need to know when to exit. That's like the biggest thing for me. Like leaving something that no longer serves a purpose, having that conversation saying, hey, this was what it was. I appreciate the time, but I got to go because it's no longer serving its purpose.
I feel like that statement that you just made, I want to like snippet that. And then we're gonna, ladies and gentlemen, she is single. She might have paused the dating apps, but after that answer, there's going to be a ring on your finger in a year, sister.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Everyone's coming to the wedding. Oh my God. I'm blushing.
Amazing. So when was, I guess I kind of asked this already, like when was the last time, because I want to keep it positive too, which I feel like for the most part, we're not like bashing. It's like all been love and positive. When was the last time that a guy surprised you in a good way?
Oh.
What was the last?
I was laughing at the silence.
No, because there's so many good moments that I'm like, ugh.
Really? Actually, let's turn this on to Chris. Let's turn this on to Chris, our producer, for a second. Let's have
Chris
the
is turning
guy.
red.
Let's have the guy. Good, he should.
Appropriately.
Let the guy. You're representing the men right now,
great.
Christopher.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
the pressure is on.
Let's hear it.
All right. When was the last time you surprised a girl in a good way?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
I've been single for a minute.
Okay.
Can we come back to me?
No, you're not. No, it's the No, fine.
That's
we can
great.
come back. All right, fine. We can come back to you. Think about it.
But I think it's like thoughtfulness. Like
It's the little gestures.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like anything materialistic or it's literally the smallest things. Like he brought me home an insomnia cookie that I love. Like
Yeah.
it's like to me
Just
those
because he
are
was thinking of you.
Yes, like
I love
love
that.
pumpkin beer in
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
Like there was a case of beer in the fridge.
And
like,
you didn't have to ask. He just like does that.
it's the little things that count.
Give it up to the Aquarius.
yeah. Little
When
round
was
of
the
applause.
last time a guy surprised you in a good way?
Life is so hectic. I need to dig deep
Well,
into
you've
my
had
days.
coffee delivered to you. Like what is? Yeah, they've done sweet things.
Yeah, he tried to deliver coffee to my house, and
I
I'm like,
remember.
you can't know my address.
Well, the intention was there.
Yeah, I was
intention
like,
was
yeah,
there.
you put it for
Okay.
pickup, and he did. That was sweet.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess as of late, it was just like a words of affirmation. He was just saying a lot of sweet things to me, like just as a person. And I think that's another big thing for me too, is just like being able to recognize me and being able to value who that person is. And I felt like he just kind of showed that just in how he was expressing himself. So that was nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
For me, flowers.
Oh, okay.
Flowers, the cafecitos.
What kind of flowers?
So I've had roses.
Okay.
What are your favorite to
but-
receive?
Yeah.
No. So this was like, okay, so it's been like 6.5 years that I've been single, and this is the same Hallmark scenario that I gave you. But for Valentine's Day, I was in DR. We were in DR, and then I came home to like flowers, and it was just like, "This is for you, happy feet." As you guys know, like I love to dance, and he remembered that. I'm like, who is this from? And then, you know, it was just very sweet and thoughtful because we were just in that talking stage. It wasn't like, you know, we went on like 2 dates, and then he was traveling, I was traveling, and then to come home to roses, and I haven't received roses in so long. Yeah, that was beautiful.
It is. It is the thought that's behind it, for sure. Yeah. Chris, did you remember?
I know,
the
Chris
last...
is like, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah. I wish you guys could see the look on Chris's
I was hoping
face.
you drank enough of that lit juice.
No.
We need to drink for Chris. Listen, let's drink for Chris. We'll remember.
Chris, we love you. It's okay.
I'm gonna drink for Chris.
Wow. When was the last time that a man opened up the car door for you or pulled out your chair? Does that still happen? No one has pulled out my chair or opened up the car door for me.
Yes, 1,000%.
I can't speak. Sorry, but please do. If you take me out on a date.
Actually, no, that has happened to me once. A guy did open up the car door for me on a date.
People don't do that?
No.
Isn't that insane?
Oh,
there you go. That's a Tuesday date?
Ooh.
On a
I
Tuesday.
like that. See, those are the walk in the parks that you got to take on a Tuesday. Those are nice.
You took a walk in the park on a Tuesday?
No, but I'm
No,
saying.
we
Those walks, Chris, turn into miles. I'll tell you that.
Say that again?
Those walks can turn into miles.
It's true.
That was
Get active.
the hallmark moment. Those walks turn into miles. Not if you're Claudia. She doesn't want more than 30 seconds of your time. Don't call me longer than an hour.
What about FaceTime?
I love a FaceTime.
I love a FaceTime. And I love a surprise FaceTime in the middle of the day, too.
Sometimes, not every time. Like, I don't want to be walking around with my double shit.
No, you have to there has to be thought behind, like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to FaceTime her. Now am I going to wait? Like,
No, when I was dating, and
FaceTime.
I'm like, oh my God.
No, I love a phone call, but again, it depends.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But again, if you're dating like 3 to 4 dates in, right? You're messy bun, you're out and about. Like, would you appreciate that FaceTime call?
Yeah, because at some point he's going to need to see me, like
in
hair up, makeup, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for sure. That's the real deal. Magic and the juice there.
Okay.
For sure.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that. I need another sip of my lit juice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting that. It's time to wrap. Wait, how much
Yes.
time do I have?
As much time as you need.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, Chris is loving this. He's taking pointers. Chris is taking pointers. He's like, they're not even done with their drink.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, like, I want to go around and I want to hear 3 things that you all are looking for in a partner, and then 3 things that you are grateful for about Brian.
Okay.
All right. 3 things that you're looking for in a partner.
Loyalty, honesty, and trust. All fundamentals. Core values. Listen, you can teach if, work and anything, you can evolve everything, but those are core for me. Like, we have to be aligned in that.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're going to get from me.
What's the
100%.
sexiest thing that a man can do for you?
Amplify and support what I'm doing, and he's going to get that as well.
Beautiful.
That's it. That's all I ask.
Mic drop.
You said that so sexy.
Yeah, you did. These social clips of this episode about to get Brenda honey.
This episode's going to make her phone ring.
Yeah, because it's dry. It's really dry. It's really dry. Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I'll answer after 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's not catfishing you, so don't worry if it's autopilot.
It's real. It's all real. It's all real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are 3 things that you're looking for, Claudia?
To put that under one umbrella, integrity, ambition, and I just like fun, adventurous, humorous. That's very important to me because I think that when life gets rough, I need to be able to laugh in any given moment.
Yes.
So I need that. And someone to have an active lifestyle. That's super important to me.
Shared values.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like to do things.
Yeah. And what's the sexiest thing that a man can do for you?
Teach me things. Teach me
Mm-hmm.
things. That is the sexiest thing. I love learning. Give me information. Give me a fun fact. I love that.
Do you appreciate like a random podcast share in the middle of the day, like a random
love
article?
That. The other
Me
day
too.
when I was at dinner, we were talking about like what animal would you want to be, right? And
Ooh.
it was a great day. Like, people thought we were together for years, but
Chemistry.
yeah.
What sign was he? Do we know?
Aquarius.
Oh, there you go.
That, I mean, that's a good compliment for us Libras.
I read into
Yeah.
that.
Tell us
And
more
then
after.
yeah, so what was I getting into? Oh, so basically, yeah, we both said that we'd want to be like a bird, a bald eagle, or something like that. And it just sparked me. I'm like, oh my God, how long can they fly before they get tired and they have to like, and they have to take a rest? And like right then and there, I'm like, no, I need to know this answer. Like, let's Google it. So we're like Googling it, and I'm just like, that's what I love. Like, I love those little.
Shared moments of
Yeah.
like nerding out over something and
Hell
like
yeah.
someone also like validating your curiosity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't believe you just did that. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and wonder this
Yeah.
for the next hour.
No, I love that too. Cause like sometimes in the moment I need that like information and I'll just like figure it out. And I've been in situations where like people just don't get that and they're like, I don't know. And for me, no, like amplify. That was a great
Yeah.
word. Amplify. Cause I feel that. Like we are all very like loud and proud. We take up space. That's why I have you guys on here. And I feel like it's so important that we have partners that amplify that. And like
You know what's important? I think it's
Yeah.
important for somebody to understand the power of partnership. I think that's important because a lot of people probably just want somebody there to just have somebody there, but like really not understand what that does to you
yeah.
if it's the right relationship and partner. You know?
I agree.
I like that. I love that.
Amen. Amen, sister. All right. What are 3 things that you're grateful for about Brian?
He's watching.
He knows. He knows.
Or just like a little bit. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say 3 things that
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm grateful for. He's very patient. His communication and the way he loves me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's super
Beautiful.
supportive. He's a great man, and I always say, whatever you believe in, but God blessed him and I with each other.
I love that.
Beautiful. One little or 2 more rapid fire questions.
Wait, pause.
What?
What about you?
Yes.
Well, I'm going. Well, no, for sure. I mean, it's a combination of everything that you guys touched on it for me. I think 3 things that I'm looking for in a man, I would say definitely emotional maturity. Like emotional intelligence and self-awareness is so important to me. And I think like there's so much, but if I have to narrow, like I'm sorry to put you guys on the spot for 3 things, but it's drive and it's communication, it's integrity, it's also like letting me be me.
Yes.
Like letting me fly, building me and supporting me. Because again, like I will give my all to somebody. That's, I think, why I'm single right now is because I know that God, the universe, the higher power knows that I have a mission right now that I need to like see through before giving me someone.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like that's kind of how I've made not peace with being single, but like, all right, just like this is where I'm at right now in my life. And I feel like you have certain expectations or certain levels that you have to hit and lessons that you have to learn before you're able to like have that partner that you can really see and that can really see you. Because I think you have to be able to see yourself and fully accept yourself. Like you hit it before that you had this level of like self-awareness and you were like ready and you loved yourself. And that's why you were able to attract a man that mirrored that same love and appreciation and patience for you.
Yeah.
Because you hit that for yourself. Like you were already that for you. So that's why, you know, because again, like it was one of the questions that I asked before, like, do we attract what we need, what we want, or what we need to heal from? I think we all have had those relationships where like they were challenging, they were triggering. And then we get the relationship where it was like, okay, this feels like,
Right.
like I
I
can
know.
like,
at the beginning, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Where's the red flag?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
red flag. I'm like, "Where is it?"
yeah,
Sometimes we're blind and we're just looking at the red flag and we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God,
yeah.
we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we get here? How did we get here? Let's be honest. Like we've all seen the red flag, and the
Yeah.
red flag is like, woohoo.
Yeah, and we
And
just
it's like
yeah.
you're like, okay, it's gonna turn green, and it's not. It's
Nope.
still red.
Don't
Still
fall for
red.
that potential.
Yeah,
Nope.
you can't fall for the potential.
You
See,
cannot
that's
you
nailed it on
cannot
the head.
ignore the red flags
Mm.
because that will be the reason. It's just not it.
Okay.
Date night out or date night in?
I love
What
them
date
both.
number are we? What date number are we
What
talking
date
about?
number are we on?
Date
Ooh, good
number.
question. Good follow up, Claudia.
Yeah.
I would say like we know each other. You guys are like together. Maybe, I don't know, 6th date? I don't know.
6?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. You
I
guys are
can't-
like talking.
I would say in.
Yeah.
Date
I feel like
night
at that point, like, let's like chill at home and
Like
get
make
cozy.
dinner.
Yeah, dinner.
Yeah.
You open a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
you
it's
listen
a little
to
vino.
music, you vibe
Sway the
out.
hips, make a little
Yes,
magic. Okay.
Yes.
Day night out or day night in on the 6th date. What are we vibing?
I like date night in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me. You know what I'm gonna say.
I
Let's
mean, I
watch
don't know.
movies.
Sometimes you're like out partying.
Listen,
I don't know. What
Let's
do you
see,
mean?
you're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
the best of both worlds
Ooh.
here. We can go out, have a good time, and then come home and have a good time. So you're getting both of the best words. Watch a movie. But I think it's just like the quality time. I think for me, it's like, you know, as long as we're together and we enjoy, right?
Yeah.
But also like finding out what their interest is also, because maybe they're not like a wepa. They don't want that. They don't want to go out and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
They have to.
You
Yeah.
can't not have a wepa.
We need a
Yeah.
wepa.
Yeah.
See,
We need
that's
someone
what
Yeah,
matters.
what if you end up falling for a guy that like really rather stay home?
No, that won't happen.
He
If
could
you
be
wouldn't-
boring sitting on a chair, but he will let you whip out.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is, like what you were saying, letting me be who I am, and like that's who I am. Like I love music, I love to dance. I need someone that's gonna empower that, encourage that, and be like, "That's my woman, that's my girl. Look at her go," and not feel any type of way. Be confident, because that's who I am. Like I want to go and dance and have a good time. Dance with me. Let's go take some salsa classes. If you have 2 left feet, you have 2 left feet. You know what I mean? But let's do it together. But, you know, I can't imagine not having someone support that. I haven't experienced that. But, you know, he'll get both the best sorts. So, you know, like,
That's
yeah, I said
That's
it wrong,
sick.
but you know what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant. I guess like if we could give ourselves our younger selves any dating advice,
Ooh.
what would it be?
That's a tough one.
Because I mean, like, I was always a relationship girly, and I thought about this question on my way here, and I feel like I would have told myself, because I was in an 8-year relationship from like 16, 17 until my early 20s. I dated him throughout college. I wish I would have been single. Like, no,
me
like
too.
I wish that I would have listened to my mother. My mom was like, stop. Why are you dating? Like, you need to be single. You need to be having fun. Like, I wish that I would have just like done that and saved like my 30s for like more relationship serious stuff. Any other advice?
I think for me, because I also was in a serious committed relationship, I don't regret that relationship, but I feel like, again, like what I said before, knowing when to exit. Some people just grow apart. I was raised with my parents together. They are in their I don't want to say final life stage, but they are in retirement, right? They're old, they're growing old together, and that's what I witnessed growing up, and that's always what I aspired to have. So again, like for me, I envisioned myself being married, having children at a certain timeline in my life, but I pivoted and redirected. We grew apart, we separated, and that's fine. Understanding that that's okay, that what my parents have is beautiful and it's great, but they found each other and that's their person, right? And each their own. But for me, like, again, it didn't happen that way, and it's accepting that and not being regretful, but also like learning of like now, like dating now in your 30s is much difficult, right? And we're seeing that. Like I'm very protective of my space. Like I'm kind of like, ooh, should I do this? Should I go out? There's a lot of overthinking that. So I you know, if I was in my early 20s, like all my friends were single. I was the one in the relationship, navigating through that. So in seeing them now married in relationships, it's like a different whole dynamic. So it's like navigating through that, but like I don't regret anything, because I think that just emotional maturity, that's a lesson, right? My takeaways and how am I learning from those experiences is like how I move forward. So I don't regret it at all.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amen. Claudia, any younger self dating advice?
No. I mean, I've been through a lot in my dating career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that
It's a
so
career.
much. Like I said, one of the first things I noticed and loved about you when I met you was like your willingness to put yourself out there. Like, and you didn't let any previous experiences that you had, at least from what I've know of you, harden you. Like you still have like an open, hopeful, faithful heart, and you're always looking to have a good time. And I think that that's also so important. Like in going out in the dating world and using previous relationships is just that they're just experiences. Like don't bring those things into new relationships, new connections. Like leave that baggage, leave that shit in the past, and don't let things harden you.
Heal. People heal.
Yeah,
take the time to heal.
Take the time to heal.
Don't jump into anything.
Yeah,
okay?
but I will say though that you do heal not in isolation, you heal in connection. Like you do heal in relationship. Like you of course are not going to fucking be triggered if you're sitting at home every night reading and meditating and journaling. Like that's not going to trigger you.
Yeah.
You're going to get triggered in a relationship. Like that's why it's important to like date. To like
I think it's super important to date. You need to, me in life in general, I do things. I try new things. I'm not afraid of that. So what brought me to my career is trying a lot of things. What do I like? What do I don't like? You know what I mean? Same thing when it comes to men and dating. You have to go on dates. You have to meet multiple people, multiple personalities, multiple different characteristics. What do you like? What are you definitely, not going to do without, or definitely like, you have to learn and pivot, and one date doesn't mean it needs to go to a second, but you learn something from that. I'm sure, this person was this way, so I know I'm going to stay away from that. Or you know what, this person had this attribute and I really like that. So you figure out so much about yourself.
Agreed.
So I think it's just, it is important. And then I just take everything with a grain of salt, and I don't hold my past. It doesn't dictate my future. I have not an ounce of hate or trauma or you know what I mean? Like I really learned from every single experience, and every experience I had was completely different, and I'm thankful for that more than anything, because it's just gonna lead me up to the greatest of thing,
Yeah.
We'll be back in a couple of years.
We'll be back in a couple of years. We'll be married.
But I do have a question.
Yeah.
How many dates should you go on?
I don't think it's a number.
I don't think it's a number. Yeah,
No,
like I
but
can't.
how many dates is appropriate for you to go on? Like seriously, like I'm asking.
Before you make it official?
No, I'm just saying
before you call it
dating
quits.
people. No,
Wait.
dating people. How many dates? So you're saying like you have to meet
if you're
certain
dating
people.
multiple people.
Yes. Yeah,
At
you're
what
going on
point
You
dates
can have a
multiple-
date on Friday and have another date on Saturday. That's
That's
totally fine.
like a lot for me to handle. It's
In
just
the
like
sense of
I can't. I don't know. It's
of
like a lot of personality, a lot of energy for my empathic ass to like transmute. It's like a lot for me.
1,000%. But what I'm saying is
I
that
hear you. I get that, and there's like a moment where I can do that, but it's not sustainable for me.
1,000%.
But I think it's important to do that.
to
if
go
you have
on
that.
like a date on a Friday and then on a Saturday.
Yeah, I do
to
think
talk
it's
to
important
multiple people at once,
it
to
doesn't
get
need
to know
be-
two people, or
It could be a
at once
coffee
is
on a
okay.
Friday and then something else like a hike or something on a Saturday. Like
I
I don't
think if I've ever done that.
Yeah,
And
I
again,
feel guilty.
I
The
think-
loyalty, the cancer loyal me would feel a little
but like
sad.
if you're just
But you're
date-
not
like, if
taking
just
it. You're
dating-
literally just getting to know someone. You're not sleeping with them.
Yeah.
You're not kissing them. You're not holding their hand.
Yeah.
You're literally just
yeah.
getting to know someone.
yeah, like you're literally exactly.
Oh, okay. It's like a network.
She's like,
That's
no.
something new. Yeah, I get
No,
it.
I just feel
I
like
get the loyalty aspect of that for sure for you.
Like if I'm
'cause
talking to someone, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. But I think like part of 2025 and like part of just like it's like you have to know like everyone is talking to everyone.
You guys never got asked to be like someone's like two people never asked you to be their Valentine, like when you were in high school or elementary school, or like
I'm sure.
No. Damn.
Oh, like more than one person?
Yeah.
Well, of
Would
course.
you be my Valentine? Would you? No.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, because I'm a Libra. Like we have multiple lovers. Like that's our. That's Chris. Did you ask more than
This year,
one?
no.
Not
This
this
year?
I
year.
didn't ask anybody, no.
No, but
Are
like
you gonna
in your
ask anybody to be
past.
your Valentine?
Nope, too
Like-
busy.
Oh,
Oh, you see?
see,
He's booked
too
and
busy, booked, busy,
Booked
and
and
blessed.
busy.
So this is.
Wow.
I think
See?
Chris is a little bit younger than our dating pool.
Depends what your dating pool is.
Okay. Oh, gotta give it up for the Taurus men. This is why, I mean, like their answers depends on.
Yeah.
I'm working, you working. You busy, I'm busy. That's basically what he said to you, okay? Busy
Babies,
together.
I love that.
Christopher.
I love
Okay.
that. Drop the
Okay.
mic for Chris.
All right.
Busy together.
I mean, he did it himself. I don't need to drop the mic for nobody. Yeah. Do you have any dating advice for your younger self? I mean, you're in like a happy, healthy relationship,
Yeah.
but like would you have changed anything,
Well,
done anything
similar
differently?
to you.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I was in a relationship. And if I can go back, like I tell my nieces, like my niece just got into college, her first year, and I'm like, one thing I have to tell you, do not get into any relationships. I'm like, meet people, mingle, take the best that you could, like, advantage of the, the extracurricular activities that you can do. Because if I could turn back, I would definitely not have been in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I think just kind of going back really quick to the point of like dating multiple people, I think honesty, like you have to be honest that you are doing that, because then I think if you're like dating multiple people.
Well, it depends on what point you're getting to too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's
at
why I
what
feel like
point
then
are
at
you
one
at?
point
Like,
you have to then cut the other
but
people.
I also think it's also like human nature to drop people when you're gravitating towards one person, and I think that's
this
like
is a wait. I have a question.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's-
Drop people.
it's not dropping people, like, but you're telling them like this isn't gonna go
Ghost.
somewhere. That's no,
Right.
I don't ghost. I do
Please
not
don't
ghost
ghost.
people.
We communicate.
You
that we are
communicate
not
and you tell
feeling
them
the
like, listen,
chemistry.
like I don't really see this going somewhere. And like I said, it can be up to the third or fourth date that this isn't going anywhere for me. Whether it's on an emotional level, intimate level, I just don't see this progressing. And then you're getting to know someone else who's drawing your attention a lot more, and you're naturally gravitating towards them.
But you're not-
that's how you like know who you like. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I think that's important. And it's self-awareness. You know?
It goes back to self-awareness. Random question I just thought of. Do we all believe in monogamy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe in conscious monogamy. I think like we're always changing. I think we're always changing and evolving. And I think that with that, if we're choosing a partner that is also committed to their own evolution, then we're constantly going to be getting to know a new version of that person. I think like being curious and always asking questions, and then like again like having individual lives and individual interests creates that space, because there are some people that I know that are in like monogamous relationships that like just don't like each other anymore, and they just can't be honest about that. But we all agree, we believe, like we don't think that monogamy is not the way.
No, I
Chris,
agree with what you said.
do you believe in monogamy?
Yeah.
Sure.
I believe in
Okay.
monogamy.
Yeah,
You
monogamy.
choose your partner every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you said, we're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Like if you're the same person you were 5 years ago, there's a bigger problem.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have
So-
to actively choose to love that
Exactly.
person who they choose to show up to be that
Exactly.
day.
On the worst and best day.
Do you believe that you guys have to be friends first for a successful relationship?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I do
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So how do we do that now in this day and age in 2025, where I feel like no one really wants to establish a friendship and everyone wants to go right into like,
I don't ever put the pressure of like, we need to be exclusive boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
I will take as long as I need to for you to constantly want to choose me, to hang out with me, to want to call me, to tell me your greatest news. You know what I mean? Like that's that best friend, because to me, respect doesn't come deeper than a friendship.
yeah.
Loyalty and honesty doesn't come deeper than a friendship. You know what I mean? So I think it's super important to grow that first.
I agree.
I'll extend that till, I mean, obviously you get to a point where you're just like, all right, well, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's super important.
Okay. Any final closing thoughts?
I agree. Definitely a friendship. Again, I'm going back to like values, right? So again, like you said, honesty, trust, loyalty, right? But that also stems from friendship. Those are core values also, right? So again, it's the same thing. So if you can't do that for me and have that conversation, like we're dating, we're getting to know each other. Yes, you're dating other people, but let me know what's going on. You're being honest with me. So I respect that, okay?
I think it's important to just have a baseline of respect for the person as a human,
Yeah.
as a person, as their own person, as a human having their own experience and going on their own journey of learning who they are. I think if you have that established like love and respect for the person as a friend first, and then you're in a relationship, then I feel like that's the recipe for a long-lasting, respectful, loving relationship.
Right.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Friends
Right?
first,
Yes.
lovers later.
All right, my beautiful goddesses. Well, thank you all so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having us.
This was great. If this conversation, this episode resonated with you, feel free, share it with a friend. Give us a follow on Instagram, Juices the New Tea. And thank you again. I love you all so much. You all are beautiful,
Thanks for
powerful,
having us.
infinite
Thank you for having
goddesses. And I love you, and I'm so grateful for each of you. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time on Juices the New Tea. Juices the New Tea is brought to you by Cleanse Juices. For more information on 3-day juice cleanses and 4 flavor packs, visit iamcleanse.com. Use code JUICESThenewT for 10% off all orders.